Hey everyone, how's it going? So last time what we did is we added the logic to like a post, and you saw me scrambling to figure out why this wasn't working, but it was good for you to see how I would go about debugging a situation like this. The first step is to log your variables and make sure they contain the correct values, which ours did, so automatically eliminated the possibility that the variables are wrong, which led me to think that maybe there was something wrong with the call itself, and then I added an await, just guessing between you and me, but it worked. But where we left off last time, the liking is working, but when we pressed the button again, it didn't unlike it. Now, it's worth noting that it didn't add to the array again, because remember, I said that a set, which is what we're doing, add to set, a set can only contain unique values. So if we add a user to a set, and then try and add that same user to a set again, it will just kind of ignore the call because that user already exists there. So that's why there are no duplicates in there. So you'll never have two of the same user in this array. But anyway, I said I knew why it was doing this, or why it wasn't unliking it. And the reason is, we are checking if the user has liked this post based on the user that's stored in the session variable, right? So we've liked it and essentially added the post ID to the user's likes property, but the session still has the old user object stored there, the one that doesn't have the like. So next time round, when we came here and we checked the user, it doesn't have the like because we never saved it to there. So it thinks we need to add the like again. So to fix this, all we need to do is update the user that's stored in the session object to reflect the fact that they have now liked it. Now, there's a couple of ways we could do this. We could just say rec.session.user.likes and then just add the post ID manually. But a simpler way would be to just say rec.session.user equals, and then use the value which is given back by this find by ID and update. So one thing to mention though, find by ID and update does return the document, but it doesn't return the newly updated document. By default, this will return the user before we did the update. So even right now, this would still not work because it would give us back the user from before we updated it, okay? So what we need to do is tell it to give us back the new user, the newly updated user. And the way we do that is by, after the last curly bracket, we're going to add a new object, and these are just the options for the call. And all we're going to do is specify new : true. And by saying this, it will make sure that find by ID and update will update the value and give us back the newly updated document, okay? So now, this will give us back the newly updated user and we'll store it in the session. So that should work. The last thing we're going to do is just add a catch block. We'll just say .catch, just in case things go wrong. And we'll catch error, and then we will just do what we've done before. Console.log error, and then we will say res.send status, send status, and then we'll just send a 400, which means error or bad request. Okay, and don't worry, I'm planning on refactoring this soon so that we can reuse some code here, so we won't have to write this out every single time, but just bear with me. Anyway, this should now work for us. So I'm going to restart the server. In fact, I'm going to get rid of these logs as well that I did just to find out what the problem was. So get rid of those logs, and let's start it. I'll go up to here, and I'll refresh the page. I'll log in, and we've already liked this one, so hopefully it will unlike it. So that still says Yahoo. I know we haven't done anything with that yet, but now we should see this gone when I refresh this this database. So click refresh, and we shouldn't see the like there anymore. And we don't. The likes property is still there, but there is no value inside of it for that user. Okay, so we know it worked. And just to take it a step further, if I just like this, we should see it back in there. And we do. It's right there. So now, when we click the like button, based on whether the like has already been submitted or not, we will like or unlike it.